Why HTML is not a programming language. HTML is not a programming language. It's a markup language that encodes the information in a way that can be easily read by humans and machines. You might think, well, everything's on the web these days. Or all this data is being processed automatically. It must be computer code. But no, HTML has nothing to do with that. HTML is simply used to describe what type of content will appear on your web page, as well as how it will be laid out. HTML is not a programming language, in the sense that a programming language is used to write algorithms that can be run independently. HTML is not a programming language, in the sense that a programming language is used to write algorithms that can be run independently. This is because HTML doesn't have any of the following properties. It doesn't allow you to define your own data types, it only works with strings and numbers. It doesn't have control structures like if statements or loops. It doesn't have functions for performing calculations on values, it just uses tags for displaying information on the screen. HTML is not a programming language like Java or C#. HTML isn't a programming language like JavaScript or C#. It's not capable of running independently. For one thing, you need a web browser to run it, and it isn't compiled, so you don't write code as such. Instead, HTML is more like a markup language that describes the structure and layout of content within a website or app, but not its behavior, what happens when you click on something. You cannot make an HTML file alone. You need some server-side programming or a database to make dynamic pages. Another major difference between HTML and server-side programming is that you cannot make an HTML file alone. You need some server-side programming or a database to make dynamic pages. That's because the only thing your browser can do with an HTML page is display it, and that's all. It doesn't know anything about the content of your website, except for what you tell it in the text of your tags. So, if you have a website with information about books, but you want people to be able to search for books by title or author name, for example, typing Harry Potter book series into Google Books pulls up all 7 books in my series, you need something else. Server-side programming or a database. In summary, HTML is the building block of a website. It defines how content is structured and laid out on a page. Content can be laid out in a variety of ways with HTML. Tables. Organize data into rows and columns for easy reading. Lists. Create lists with bullets or numbers to make it easier for people to scan through your information. Images. Show off photos or other images by adding them directly into your text. HTML is not a programming language, but it is a markup language that defines the structure of your content on the web page with the help of a variety of tags available in it. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language and was developed by Tim Berners-Lee in 1990s. It is used to define content, its format, style and layout on web pages. It consists of several tags which are written between left angle bracket and. A tag starts with an opening tag, less than sign, question mark, greater than sign, e.g., and ends with closing tags, less than sign, slash, greater than sign, e.g. tags are enclosed by start end pairs. HTML should not be confused for being a programming language. It's more like designing tools for writing about data with clear hierarchies. HTML should not be confused for being a programming language. It's more like designing tools for writing about data with clear hierarchies. HTML is used to define the structure of content on a web page, rather than to perform any computations or tasks. HTML tags are used to describe elements of text and markup that you see on the screen, such as headers and paragraph tags. This is my header or lists. They can also be used to define links between pages using anchor tags, Wikipedia, which will expand into this hyperlink when clicked. The fact that HTML is not a programming language is an important distinction to make, especially when you're learning how to code. The two are very different, and it's important for anyone who wants to learn coding or design websites and apps for themselves or others.